You can see the slide, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right.
We can.
Last week we did a review. I hope you all participated, and those who didn't participate would have gone through it after whenever you had free time. I hope so. And so we are according to our program schedule. So we have done 3 tudes, and we did a review question and answers session also on the 4th week. Today we have come to the 5th session, and today the topic is going to be consumer markets and consumer behavior, consumer buyer behavior. Actually, here we are discussing about individual buying behavior as customers, as individual persons, uh, how they behave when they buy products and services. And before going into the tude today, I would like to refresh your memory about what we have done over the last few weeks. And I told you our program of this marketing management module is consisting of certain stages. There are 5 stages, I said, which includes in the marketing management process. What are the 5 steps or 5 stages? It's about asking 5 questions in short. The first question is, where are we now? That is where you do the analysis of the current situation, which we call situational analysis as well. There we try to understand what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats in the marketplace against which are affecting our organization's behavior, organization's performance. Right? Then the second question is, where do you want to be, or where do you want to be as an organization, as a bank branch? There we look at certain objectives. I said there are certain objectives which are financial objectives, which are non-financial objectives. Financial objectives are the objectives that are measurable, like lending growth, deposits growth, income growth, revenue growth, fee income growth, earning per share, return on investment, and things like that, which are more measurable in terms of figures and in terms of figures rather. And non-financial objectives are things like customer service, brand image, organizational contributions to the society, to the planet. We talk about those triple bottom line companies, triple bottom line objectives, profit, planet, and people. So all those objectives can be are discussed in the were discussed in the second stage, where we ask the question, where do you want to be? We want to be a good organization, profitable and trustworthy organization, and also ethical organization, which contribute to the society and protect the planet, in addition to making profit. So that is how we formulate our or set our objectives for an organization. And the third stage we discuss was where do you want to be, and then how do we get there? How do we achieve our objectives? What are the broader options we have? It's basically a formulating of strategies. Strategies are needed to achieve the objectives. Right? That's how we look at it. So we did analysis in the first stage, asking the question of where are we now. Secondly, the question of asking where do you want to be. Thirdly, how do we achieve these strategies, or how do we get there? To basically to how to achieve the organizational objectives. For that we need various strategies. There are many strategies out there, but you will be selecting. So next question comes, which way is the best? Next stage is, there are many strategies, but out of those strategies, what are the best strategies that we can use for our organization? So for fourth stage is, which way is the best? And in this stage, we discuss selection of strategies, as well as how we execute those strategies in the business place, or business in real life. That's where the execution part or the implementation part of the strategies are discussed. Then the next stage is, how do we ensure arrival of destination? How do we ensure that our set objectives are properly achieved? That is where you look at the review, the evaluation, control of the organizational strategies and the objectives, and ensure that you achieve the strategies, achieve the objectives that you, through your strategies, as we decide. Say for 1 year, if you had set an objective to achieve 25% growth in, say, lending, so you have to make sure that you achieve that 25% growth in lending within the given period. So I hope you understand those 5 stages. So remember these 5 stages very, very thoroughly, because your entire subject is, entire syllabus is revolving around these 5 stages. Where are we now? Where do you want to be? How do we get there? Which ways are the best? And how do we ensure arrival? I hope you are clear on that. And then to refresh your memory on some definitions, how did we define marketing? Marketing, I said the marketing has evolved over a period of time. We had over the years, we had the production concepts to product concept, and then became selling concepts that were followed by the companies. And in the recent past, the last say 20 years, we have evolved to a level where marketing concepts are being used by organizations to increase revenue and increase their market share. And the current position is that we not only look at marketing concept, we also have a broader concept called societal marketing concepts, where we discuss about not only profit but also people and the planet, right? And so I said selling, there's a difference between selling and marketing. What is selling? What is marketing? Selling is more focused on the seller to sell products. It is about the products. They want to push products to the end customer. But marketing is focusing on the customer. So the marketing is basically outside in approach. Selling is inside out approach. Selling, a company with the selling concept or selling objective always will try to push their products to others, sell their products to others through various incentives and other promotions and various tactics. But marketing oriented companies are mostly look at what do customers need and how do we satisfy them through our products and services. Through that, how to make revenue, how to make margins, how to make profits. Right? So marketing is therefore how you define marketing. I said CIM definition is the most acceptable for this course, for this module. The marketing is a management process that identifies, anticipates customer needs and satisfy them in a profitable, efficient, and socially acceptable manner. So by heart, you must remember marketing definition, CIM definition. Marketing is a management process that identifies and anticipates. Anticipation is even trying to identify the future needs. Marketing is a management process that identifies, anticipates customer requirements or customer needs and satisfying them in a profitable, efficient, and socially acceptable manner. So by heart, you remember that. And by heart, you remember the 5 stages of the marketing management. Where are we now? Where do you want to be? What are the best ways to get there? And which way is the best? Out of the strategies, you select few strategies. And how do we ensure arrival? So what is marketing management? How do we define marketing management then? Marketing management is defined as a set of actions, some course of action, right? That includes understanding the market environment, setting objectives and formulating strategies, and execution of your strategies, and finally achieving the organization's objective. Right. Hello. Yes, back again. Sorry. As I've been explaining to you, marketing management is therefore some set of actions which includes environment and analyzing of environment, formulating strategies, setting objectives and formulating strategies, and executing those strategies in a manner that will ensure achieving the organizational overall objectives. Are you clear on that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, today, having said that, we'll look at the table number 4, consumer markets and consumer behavior. As I said, consumer markets means individual customer markets and individual customer behavior. You know, individual customers are for us, for bankers, individual customers are one segment, and we have basically two customer segments. One is broadly individual customers, and other set of customers are corporate customers. And in the bank, we have sometimes 2-3 categories. We have micro individual customer as individual customers, and then retail based customers. They are again individuals. Then in the bank now we have another category called SME, small and medium scale customers, SME customers. But they are, remember, they are not individual customers. They are mostly corporate organizational customers, and then corporate customers, large scale customers. So our banking customer segments can be divided into 4 categories. Micro customers, micro level, the lowest, what do you call that bottom of the pyramid crowd, and then normal retail customers, and then SME customers, and then corporate large scale customers. I hope you're clear on that. So consumer buyer behavior refers to the buying behavior of final consumers, individuals and households who buy goods and services for personal consumption. All of these final consumers combine to make make up the consumer market. So here you define for personal consumption. Say now our retail customers are mostly obtain facilities for personal consumption. Say housing loans are personal purposes. Sometimes they might take business loans also if they are doing business. But again, that business income they use for their uh, personal purposes. Credit cards, personal purpose mostly. Uh, Internet banking and various other products are mostly for personal use. All right. So, why should we study behavior, customer behavior? Because it's difficult to understand the customer behavior. It's not easy because person to person, this behavior can be different. So there are certain factors governing an individual's buying behavior. Now, the my buying behavior is different to all of you out there. So you all have different. You, Mr. A has a behavior different to Mr. B. C is different to B. D is different to C. Like that, they're all different. Um, at least there are some differences, and their buying decisions are sometimes are different. So therefore we need to understand human behavior, or you should know what are the factors that influence human behavior in order for us to satisfy the uh, human requirements and uh, sell our products. So let's look at these three stages. Now, the environment is the market out there. Then the buyer's black box. Now, why we call buyer's black box? That is because of it is black. We don't know what is inside. And then the third stage is buyer's response. So there are three levels that we need to discuss. The environment is so there are products in the market. There are various environmental forces that are influencing the environment, demographic factors, we have discussed pestle factors, socio-cultural, technological, ecological, and and then there are many companies trying to push their products with different marketing mixes, product, price, place, promotion, and service companies adding that to people, processes, and physical evidence. And then reaction of stimuli and environment based on factors influencing buyer behavior. So, marketing stimuli are the things that are presented by various companies, the products, various services, the promotions, discounts, incentives. All that is stimuli. We call it marketing stimuli. So, how do customers respond to this marketing stimuli is something unknown. And finally, so buyer responses will be based on buying attitudes and preferences, purchase behavior, what do they buy, when do they buy, where do they buy, and how much would they buy. They will decide all that depending on the decision based on the black box level, brand and company relationship behavior. So three levels we need to understand. So there are marketing stimuli, and then it will work within the consumer's mind, which we don't know what the responses are. Finally, if the responses come out, the responses will be in the form of purchasing decisions. Now, as I said, so this bias black box is influenced by certain factors, as I said. So, what are the factors that will influence our buying behavior? Now, we as a person, people, we also have different cultural backgrounds, we have different social backgrounds. We are different personalities. Our psychological status are different. So, so these are the broader factors that influence consumer buying. So let's see one by one. So what are the cultural factors? What is culture? Culture forms a person's wants and behavior. Subculture, groups and shared value systems. Social class, societies, divisions who share values, interests, and behavior. Culture is something that we inherit through our parents, our school, our teachers, our elders. So we are, when we come to a stage of, now we say, when we join the bank, we were certain personalities because we had been molded by our younger life, early life. They say a person's life is greatly influenced by um, the early life. So, the psychological behavior, or the what backgrounds, what cultural background they are coming from, uh, based on their cultural background, they are thinking, and their behavior can be influenced. That is how the culture affects the consumer behavior. For example, say there are people who are coming from village or rural background, so their buying behavior is uh, different to people who are born and bred in Colombo, because they were in a different culture. So you know, so that's, subcultures sometimes are formed due to the religions, the race. So sometimes you find there are different areas of our country. Say northern have a different their race and religion. Due to race and religion, they have different buying behaviors, and southerners have different buying behaviors. And also, after some time, when you belong to a certain social class, again that social class may have influence on your buying behavior. Now, if you look at yourself, you can always think, what is my buying behavior, what culture, what from what type of culture I am coming from, what is my background, what is my culture, and that whether that has influenced my buying behavior. And also, uh, after we are grown up, so depending on our social uh, relations, social relationships, and based on our family influences, a person's buying behavior can be changed. So we are into, say, different, say, professional membership groups, and you are depending your position in the society, your family members can influence your buying behavior, and your role and status means your position in the society. Maybe if you are holding a big position, then your behavior will be different to a person who is in a lower position, lower status than you, and so on. Then your personal, various personal factors like age and in which stage of the life cycle.
Sir, sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what is bus marketing out there? That previous slide.
Ah, good. Bus marketing, I will come to that. I didn't want to explain it. That bus marketing is basically the word of mouth. Sometimes now this bus is another word for word of mouth. Say your friends or your relations recommend a certain product to you, that will be more credible opinion for you. Now, there are good that you asked that question. There are people in the market, people in the environment, or people in the society who are opinion leaders. For example, in your bank, in your branch also, when say, for example, when you want to buy some, say, buy a phone or a laptop, there may be some person who are well aware of the technicalities of those laptops or phones. You will go and ask them, Majan, tell me what phone should I buy, what model. You will ask that. No? So they are called opinion leaders. So due to opinion leaders influence also, your buying behavior can be changed. So bus marketing is another part of it, where what is from mouth to mouth, say as opinions are expressed. Say some of your friends may be saying, say Samsung, there's a new model has come. Apple phone, there's a new model has come. That is really good. I bought it, or my somebody bought it, and it has these features. Those are called word of mouth recommendations. Which the term that we use for word of mouth marketing. Another word that we use is bus marketing. Okay, you are clear on that? Hello?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank
Right.
you, sir.
Okay, very good. Ask questions like that if you are not,
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
right. Um, we have a session on word of mouth marketing when we talk about the promotions and marketing communications. We'll further discuss on the word of mouth marketing again. Right. So then, getting back to personal characteristics, age, life cycle. Life cycle also we will discuss in a while, in maybe today or tomorrow. Sorry, today or next session. Life cycle also, there are different stages. Now, say you are, most of you all are, I hope, in this class are married. Before that, you had a bachelor or a spinster stage. You are unmarried stage, and then you have you have just married. Then after some time, you will have very young children, and then you have grown up children, and then you have these your children uh, uh, studying at university and so on, and then they are employed. It's another life cycle stage. And then there's a stage that you all are getting retired, and your children are married and gone. They are not living with you, and then both of you, say your spouse and you, are uh, fully retired. Then your income may have dropped. Then your buying behavior might change. So like that, depending on the stage of your life cycle, and even depending on your age, uh, buying behavior can be changed. Say, for example, a younger person has certain buying motives which are different to senior citizen or elderly persons buying uh, requirements. Occupation, another thing. Occupation is uh, your job. So due to your job demand, also your buying behavior will uh, be influenced. Economic situation, life cycle, lifestyle, what type of lifestyle you are you have, say, lifestyle means there are some people who are introvert type, they don't go out, but there are some people who are very social and they go out to parties, they travel around, and they go and eat in hotels every day, every night. They go to pubs and restaurants, life. And some people go to uh, uh, nightlife and go and have night in the night. They are not at home, they are going and enjoying with friends. So these are uh, different. So they have different activities, interests, and opinions that also will have a impact on buying behavior. And your personality as a, so there are certain personalities, every personality is different, and self concept is your self esteem and your ego. So depending on your self ego and self esteem, you and your personality, your buying patterns will change. And then the psychological factors and your motivation means in order to buy something, to what extent uh, you are motivated. For example, uh, psychologically, if you want to buy something, you some other you want to try and buy it. Say maybe uh, say if you don't have your money, you might take a loan. You buy it through credit card or whatever. So there's always you're more motivated towards psychologically to achieve your or satisfy your demands, satisfy your needs. Uh, so that's a different type of buying behavior. The perception and learning, beliefs and attitudes all are connected. Perception is how you perceives things. Say perception is say about a certain product. How do you perceive? Say so you perceive iPhone as a good phone, or you perceive Sony TV as a value for money, a good uh, product, and you so your belief, your perceptions, and you are learning about those products, your knowledge, all that will influence your buying behavior and attitudes towards certain products, attitude and belief. So some products you don't like, some brands you don't like. You have negative attitude towards certain brands, but same way you have positive attitude towards certain brands. So that's called psychological influence. Those are something inner feelings about certain people don't like some banks. Certain people don't like certain individuals, and because of individuals in the particular bank, they don't come to that bank. There are so sometimes we don't know. Right? One day, one customer was telling me, Mathe, I don't go to a particular bank. Actually, I can't tell you the bank. It's a private bank. I don't go to that bank because of one individual there. I don't, not that I don't like the particular bank, but I don't like that branch guy. So because of that, uh, uh, although I have account, I don't operate and I don't go there. So that's a negative attitude, a negative perception about something, somebody. So this can happen. So there are, so therefore there are uh, certain factors. There are a number of factors that influence consumer buying behavior. Consumer buying behavior is therefore very, very broad and very complicated uh, subject, because over the with the time, the behavior of customers change. Now, if you think your customer buying behavior is understood by you today, but their buying behavior after few years can be different, because they are social, due to social reasons. Their personality can change. Their social status, social positions can change. Although their culture might not change, but their social background, their personality, even their psychological factors can change. So therefore, consumer buying behavior is not a static thing. It is a dynamic thing. Dynamic uh, dynamic means it can change over a period of time. But our responsibility is to understand the current buying behavior of customers, so that we can design our products and services in such a way that satisfy the customer requirement. Right? With regard to more explanation with regard to psychological factors, a motive is a need that is sufficiently pressing to direct the person to seek satisfaction. That's what I said. So motivation is, I said motivation is a need that is sufficiently pressing. So if you want to achieve something, or you have to buy something, will some other uh, uh, work for it to make sure that you achieve, or you satisfy that demand. So there's uh, theory called Maslow, or there's a person called professor called Abraham Maslow. He said needs based on how pressing they are to the consumer. So he ordered needs based on how he ordered means he segregated or classified needs based on how pressing they are to the consumer. So, for example, as a person, he said the basic our basic needs are physical needs. Right? Our basic needs are physical needs. That is how we start. As we start as young people, say for example, when you are just after school, you wanted uh, you wanted these things. So you want to be independent, and you can't be depending. You felt you don't want to depend on your parents, and then you as an individual, you wanted a certain job, certain income to meet your basic physical needs, at least to eat and drink, right? So according to Maslow, the basic needs are uh, to satisfy your physical requirement, because you can't be without food or without drink. So those are the basic. And then once you get the job, maybe as a junior member or as a trainee, and then you want to be stable in the, say, when you if you look back to your uh, early life in the bank. You just join the bank as a trainee or a management trainee or whoever, and then you want to be stable, you want to be confirmed, you want to be have a permanent career, the security which was safety needs, structure, and stability. So then you work very hard as a during probation. You work very hard to make sure that you are getting permanent. You are getting uh, your job is secure. The job is stable. So Maslow said a person who satisfy with physical needs will be motivated to satisfy safety needs. As a result, they will some other make sure that they achieve next level needs. And then once you feel safe and stable, then he said there are social needs somebody has to satisfy. What are the social needs? Belong to a group, trust and acceptance. This is the time people look for love and other things, love and belongingness, the associations. Right? Even you remember your early life, once you are getting permanent in your job, you are looking at love and affection, and you want to be in groups, and you want to be accepted by the others, and so on. And then after some time, after you work in the organization for some time, then your needs become more esteem needs. You want to be, you want the status, you want the positions. You want to become manager, you become senior manager, you become AGM, and so on. They are called esteem needs. You like to shoulder responsibility, and you want to have, you want to be more confident about yourself, right? And then final level of needs hierarchy is self-actualization, according to Maslow. He said that is the highest level of personal growth and fulfillment of needs of a person, right? So so in other words, so basic needs are food, water, and then as I said, the safety, security, and then intimate relationships, friends, more psychological, prestige and feeling of accomplishment, and the self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. The 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 Maslow's hierarchy theory is important for us because this is being used in organizations because uh, how do we use it? Because um we say employees, okay, you are if you want to get to the next level and satisfy next level needs, getting satisfy the needs of getting to the next level, you have to work hard, and your performance, based on your performance, you will be rewarded or upgraded to the next level. So then a person is motivated to work very hard and get into the next level. So individuals are therefore, once they are satisfied in their physical, psychological level, they want to get here. And after some time in this stage, they want to get here. And from here to here, here to here. So human beings are therefore motivated by uh, different needs, and each level they are not happy until they get to the next level of until they achieve the next level of, or until they satisfy the next level of needs. So that way, organizations can use Maslow's hierarchy theory to motivate people because of their desire to uh, go up on the needs hierarchy. Okay. Psychological factors, as I already explained, perception is the process by which people select, organize, and interpret information. The perception is about what you hear, and based on what you hear, um, uh, and finally, you build perception about a particular product or service. So based on that, you select the when there are information, you according to your personality, you will select, organize, and interpret information. So that will become your perception. The learning, as I said, describes change in individuals' behavior arising from experience. Learning occurs through drives, internal stimulus that cause for action, stimuli, objects that move, drive to motivate, cues, minor stimuli that affect responses, reinforcement, feedback on action. So learning is basically, learning describes changes in the individual's behavior arising from. So here the learning is, over the years you learn through your, you change through your experience about various things that you come across. Beliefs, a descriptive thought about a brand or service may be based on real knowledge, opinion, of faith. So you believe a certain brand because of the knowledge you have about it, and opinion of others maybe, and the faith you have on the particular brand. Attitude describes a person's evaluations, feelings, and tendencies towards an object or idea. So attitude is attitude. They are difficult to change. Why difficult to change? Because attitudes are formed. Once attitudes are formed, it's very difficult to change because they are formed over a period of time. So once they are formed, they are become inherent in the people's life. So that is why now even when we recruit people for organizations, we tell the HR people do what they follow is they recruit for attitude and train for skill. That's what they do. They have, before recruit somebody, there are various ways to measure attitude of the person. If you get a negative person with a negative attitude into the organization, it's very difficult to change those attitudes. So therefore, you have to recruit people with right attitude, but they can be trained to develop skills. So, so if you recruit a person with good skills but with negative attitude, it's not going to do any good. So correct strategy to for HR to do is recruit for attitude and train for skill. Because skills can be changed, skills can be improved, but not attitude. So that's why there are now organizations now when they recruit people, they ask various questions, they have various psychological tests to make sure the people who are getting in are with right attitude. So buying behavior types. There are types of buying behavior. Now there are behaviors that are complex behaviors. Say for example, uh, you can't just buy things. You have to do uh, some sort of study. So say for example, you want to buy a car, right? Buy a valuable, uh, expensive thing, maybe a house or computer system for the organization or for your home use, say, for when the product that you're going to buy is going to be of high value, you have to involve a lot. It's called high involvement and significant brand differences. Example: computer, cars, houses, and so on. Then dissonance reducing. Here, I'll involve little brand difference. Once dissonance reducing is when you are when you have used to some product, you say you have tested some product already, and then you more than going for brands, you will use it. Because dissonance is post-purchase feeling. So post-purchase feeling, if you already have a good feeling about post-purchase, you you don't have to, and you will have you put little emphasis on the brand differences, but you will involve in the decision to make sure that you buy the same brand that you have already used and you are satisfied uh, about it. Habitual uh, uh, habitual buying is where you just buy it because you maybe it's not expensive things, maybe salt or sugar and so on, very low. You just go to a supermarket and buy. And variety seeking buying behavior is low involvement, significant perceived brand differences. Maybe variety seeking is you as a person you want to buy different or try different brands, try different taste. Maybe mostly the food items you have, you go on the brand and the quality and so on. So these are different types of buying behavior. So some requires high involvement in your decision making, and some requires low involvement in your decision making. So for complex and dissonance reducing, you need high involvement, and habitual and variety seeking, you don't have to be too much involved in that because you already uh, tested those products and can just keep buying. And variety seeking, you just go to supermarket and keep selecting your brands uh, because you want to have some variety and no differentiation in your product that you buy. And buy a decision process.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
When preparing the slides, it's better to use light colors because when we take this as printout, everything get dark. We are unable to read
Oh,
in the printed
really?
material. In the sense of presentation, it's okay, but when we take printouts, we are unable to read.
Right. I take your point. Next time I will make it just black and white. Then okay, no?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Sorry about it. We'll do it next time. Yeah, because when you take prints, I think this will get dark shade, no? Yeah, I get your point. Yes, right. Buying decision process. It's called consumer buying decision process. This was developed by Philip Kotler. This is a logical. He said there are when a purchase to be made, some customers, not some customers, all the customers go through this process. It's a logical process that every individual will follow. Although knowingly or unknowingly, this process is followed according to Kotler. But even in today's context, we can, if you really want to buy something, this is what we do. So what did he say? The first stage of the decision process is the need recognition. So when you say you how do you feel a need? You deprive certain things. Say your phone is broken, your computer is broken, your television is broken. So deprive of some satisfaction because you can't watch TV, you can't use phone, and so on. So when there's a need to fulfill, there's a demand is created, and then what do? The next stage will be, so you start searching information. So Kotler said from the need recognition, person will go to the next level, which is information search, searching information. What type of products there are in the, what are the brands, what are their features, and what are their prices. Either there are warranties, either there are guarantees, either there are after sale service, right? So all products, this process will be applicable. Then you find there are many options in the market. So you evaluate each option. Say for example, you are going to buy a car. So how many options in the car? There are Hondas, Toyotas, Marutis, Indian vehicles, Malaysian vehicles, and then they look at the prices. Then you look at the after sale service, second hand market, motor spare parts, cost of motor spares, availability of motor spares, various. So based on various criteria, you evaluate each option before purchase. So this unknowingly happens, right, in your day-to-day life, and then based on your evaluation of various options, then you select one as the number one choice. So that become your purchase decision which you buy. And after that, he said, after some time of the purchase, the customer will have that post-purchase behavior. If the customer is happy on the product or the service that he has purchased, he'll be a happy behavior, post-purchase behavior, and he will go and tell others that recommend the product to others. But if he's not happy of the product, that product or service that he has obtained, he has purchased, there'll be negative behavior, negative communication with regard to that product. So that is, so this is the logical steps that are being used, that are being followed by individuals when they want to make a purchase. So it's logical and it's very much applicable in your day-to-day life, right? So shall we take a break? Now we have taken 1 hour as we after we started. So we'll meet up in 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, is that right?
Okay, sir.
Right, thank you. Okay, welcome back. Hello, you're there?
Yes, sir. We are here.
Right, thank you. Okay, so according to Kotler, this is the buying decision process starting from, so there are 5 stages in this decision process: need recognition to information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. And I now I told you at this information search stage, what do you now let me take you to this section. Now, what do you mean by the total set in here? Now, say in the market, the Kotler said the total set is the type of products. Give me 1 second. The total set means the number of brands in the market, type of brands. Say, for example, take a TV. TV, how many brands in the world or in Sri Lanka? There may be number of TV brands. Say there may be 10, 15 or more than that brands. But out of those brands, we are aware of certain amount. Say for example, in the market there are 25 type of brands of TV, and you as a person are aware of only say 25, sorry, say 15 brands or 10 brands that you are aware, and out of that you want to consider say 5 brands. That's called consideration set. Say for example, you decided to consider say Sony, Samsung, Panasonic, say Philips, Damro, and so on. 4, 5, 6, 5, and out of those uh, brands that were considered, you have decided on one brand. It's called choice. So it came. You consider certain number of brands, and out of that you have finally selected one. So that will be your final decision. So Kotler said there are in the market there's got total set of brands, and out of that you are aware of certain amount of brands, and out of that you decide to consider a certain number of brands, and finally you evaluate and take the decision as to what brand you are going to buy. So it's like that. So once you have the need, what you are going to do is you there's a aware there's a number of there are a number of products that you number of brands that you are aware in a particular product, and then you decide to consider few brands out of it, and finally you evaluate and take the purchase decision. You are clear on that, right? Now take one example. So here there are, I said there are depending on your criteria you evaluate. Now for example, so what does he say? Importance score of evaluation criteria for compensatory role. Now, these are the details. Say when you want to buy a car, what are the criteria on which you evaluate? One is the price of the car. Naturally, you look at the price as your one of your criteria. Then fuel economy. Then ride and handling, the driving comfort or driving easiness, ride and handling, driving pleasure, right? Then safety, whether the car is safe, safety features, and the resale value, second hand market value. So based on that, you have so you have taken 5 criteria. So the out of the criteria, for each criteria you are given weightage. What is the weightage? If the product particular brand is very high in terms of that criteria, you give 5 marks, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 like that, right? So if you take Mazda, the price, in terms of price, maybe you give the highest weightage or highest marks because Mazda price is a bit low compared to others. So Honda you are given 3, Toyota 3, Nissan 4, Hyundai importance score. 1 second. Compensatory role importance score. All right. Now, what in this example, what you have is, so these are the criterias. So these are the scores, and every criteria there's a weightage, right? Weightage given because price, because if you when you buy a car, you are very, according to this weightage list, the highest weightage has been given to importance. Oh, sorry, the safety. Safety has the highest. 5 has been given for safety. Then 4 has been given for price. Fuel economy 3, ride and handling 2, and resale value 1. That is how in particular exercise. But your weightage may be different to this. But each individual has different weightage. So for price, so for this person, price is not the highest importance. Safety is the highest importance. Price becomes the next important uh, point, and then fuel economy, then ride and handling, the finally resale value. So Honda has been given out of price 5. And Honda has been given 3, Toyota been given 3, Nissan 4, Hyundai 2. So that means so that's how they have given. Anyway, that's called the fuel economy terms. Mazda 3, Honda 4, Toyota 5, Nissan 4, Hyundai 3. So low has been given for Hyundai. And ride and handling, Mazda 5, Honda 5, Toyota 5, Nissan low, Hyundai 5. Safety, Mazda 3, Honda 3, Toyota 4, Nissan 3, Hyundai 5, and so on. And Hyundai been given highest marks in terms of ride and handling and safety. Resale value: Mazda 1, Honda 3, Toyota 1, Nissan 3, Hyundai 1. And this particular exercise has been done not here, it's in outside Sri Lanka. So our weightage, if we had given weightage, we would have given high marks for this, more than safety. Resale value also would have given some higher weightage, but this exercise was done by some other country. So they are depending on that country, this scoring weightages may be different. But finally, the what you do according to this table. So there's weightage here. There are scores given, and then you multiply your weightage or your score into by weightage by the score, weightage and score together. Then you arrive at the final score. Say for example, the Mazda, the weightage is 4 for price, and score is 5. So 4 into 5, 20 plus. Then fuel economy, weightage is 3, 3 into 3. Ride and handling, importance, weightage is 2, 2 into 5. Then safety, 5 into 3. Then 1, weightage into 1, 1 into 1. And final score is, the summation of this become 55. So if you calculate it for other cars also, so you find Honda getting, Mazda getting 55 marks, Honda 52 marks, Toyota 55, 58, Nissan 50, and Hyundai 53. So according to the compensatory rule, Toyota is the best choice because Toyota got the highest marks. So like that, when you want to buy, what you can do is you can have some criteria. These are called evaluation criteria. What do you look at? Maybe for vehicle, definitely price, fuel economy, ride, safety. You can even take the design. You can take the color. You can take the second-hand value as criteria. And each criteria, you must give weightage score called importance score. So if you think price is the highest importance, then you give highest importance for that. If you give the next importance for fuel economy, you can give highest next weightage to that. But if you think design is the lowest importance, then you give 1 mark, 1 weightage for design. Like that, depend on your requirement, your assessment, and your need, and your likes and dislikes. You select your criteria and give weightage to each criteria, and calculate and get the final score. And that way you can very logically arrive at the final decision as to what you should buy. I hope the table calculation is clear for you. Criteria are this side. These are the importance or weightage score. Multiplication of importance score or the weightage score into criteria score is, and the summation of all are the final total score. So this is a description of Kotler buying decision process, as we already discussed that. So needs, I said, are triggered by there are internal stimuli, there are external stimuli. Normal needs become strong enough to drive behavior. That means sometimes when you have a particular need that is called normal needs become strong enough to drive behavior. External stimuli, advertisements, friends of friends. What will happen is externally also there can be stimuli. Even you don't want a particular thing, you feel like buying because some others are influencing you. Say for example, you have a phone, and somebody is pushing you to buy a new model. They say your current phone is very old type. Why to go for a new one with new features? So those are called stimuli, which are coming from internally as well as externally. Information search is what are the ways you get information about the products and brands and services. Consumers exhibit heightened attention or actively search for information. Sources of information, personal. Your friends and relations will be one source. In the commercial sources, maybe internet, newspapers, radio, television, and all that. And public information, that again maybe common information. Experiential, that means if you already experience a particular brand, you know the features of that brand, and that can be one source of information. And word of mouth, as I said, that bus marketing, somebody through some references, again you get information for you to take a decision. So evaluation, as we already explained, evaluation procedure depends on the consumer and the buying situation. Most buyers evaluate multiple attributes, each of which is weighted differently, as I said. And the previous example, multiple attributes are the criteria, each of which is weighted. Importance score is given. At the end of the evaluation stage, purchase intentions are formed. So so basically when you get the highest marks for a particular brand of product or service, then you will have a purchase intention for that. Two factors intercede between purchase intentions and actual decision. Attitude of others, unexpected situational factors. Even you have a higher score, sometimes he says, Kotler says, final moment somebody can change your decision. Somebody might come and tell, no, don't buy that brand. You have not decided. According to your evaluation, you have decided a particular brand, but your close friend says, no, don't buy. It has some of these issues or some negative attitude. He might a negative message he or she might pass on about your decision. And unexpected situation factors, maybe there can be some situations that suddenly you want to change the decision, or maybe due to economic reasons or whatever. Then the post-purchase behavior, that is after purchase. Delighted customers engage in positive word of mouth. Unhappy customers tell on average 11 other people. It costs more to attract a new customer than it does to retain an existing customer. So we have to remember that unhappy customer will tell average 11 other people about the unhappiness. Same time, the delighted, happy customers also will create some word of mouth, good word of mouth, positive word of mouth. But we as bankers will have to remember that it costs more to attract new customers than it does to retain an existing customer. Sometimes they say it is 5 to 10 times more costly to get a new customer than retaining a existing customer. Because to attract a new customer, you have to offer something very attractive, but maybe not attractive to you as an organization. But to grab the customer, you will have to offer something at your cost. So therefore, attracting new customer is good, but same time, a lot of emphasis should be made to retain the existing good customers. Right. Now, I said the family also influence the buying decisions. Right. Information family is also one unit that will influence your purchase decision. Say if you want to buy a car, even if you have children, they will influence your decision to a great extent. If you want to buy some electronic, maybe television or something, there will be a lot of influence coming from your family, maybe especially children, younger children. So let's see what are these family, how does this family influence come in. So there are different roles that we identify here in a family. The family buying situation, there are initiators, the family member who first recognizes a need to start the purchase process. A family member, maybe a junior, a young child in the at home might say, we can't be going to school by bus or three-wheeler. Shall we buy a car? Right? Or that small children or younger children might say, our television is not working properly. Shall we buy a TV? We need to buy a new TV, new color TV. This type of initiations come from your family. Then the person who influences the alternative evaluation. So same time, when one child is initiating, another child or even maybe the mother of the family might influence it. Yeah, we'll buy. Yes, we have to go for a car. We can't be all the time going in buses, and it's very troublesome. And the three-wheeler man doesn't come on time, and we are sometimes late to work or late to school. Like that. There can be various influences coming from the family members about the purchase initiation. So decide ultimately the person in the family who makes the decision, maybe the father, the house, the chief household will make the decision to buy a particular product or brand. The decision is made by them, then the decision decide may be the purchaser as well, the family member who actually purchased the product. The father will then start doing some searches and evaluate alternatives and finally purchase the product. And the other role is in the family is user, the ultimate consumer of the product. The use of a car will be father and mother. If it's a television, it may be mostly children and entire family. So so in a family situation, family buying situation, there are initiators, influencers, deciders, purchasers, and users. Now, how does this affect our banking? When it comes to banking product, will the family influence also applicable? Yes, to some extent. Sometimes, especially children's accounts, why we give gifts and various attractive gifts to the children. Well, that is to influence children, to influence their parents. That particular bank gives a bicycle or a computer or a laptop or whatever as gifts when we have a certain amount of savings in an account. So within the family, these children come to know these products, these offers, or these incentives, or these gifts that are offered in the offered by the bank, and they can influence. So mostly children's accounts are uh, influenced by the children when there are gift schemes for children's accounts. Sometimes it may, some banks might not give gifts for children, but they might offer scholarships and various other long-term things which may be attracted to the father or the mother. So some banks have different ways of promoting their products. Some target the children through gifts. They influence the marketing of children's accounts. Now, some banks through various scholarships and long-term offering long-term benefits. These are children's accounts are marketed. But here, the mostly we are talking about not only banking products, even the other products. So family influence in our day-to-day buying decisions are fairly substantial. That is something that you need to know, and also remember these roles, different roles by different family members when there's a purchase opportunity or purchase situation. There are initiators in the family, there are influencers in the family, there are deciders, there are purchasers and users. In a household situation, results based on responses to questions on choosing shared weekend activities, buying things for the home, deciding what to watch on television, and managing household finances. Who makes the decisions at home? Women makes more. 43% of household decisions are made by women. 26% is decided by father, 43% by mother, 31% they are both together. Couples equally decide decisions. Especially this is with regard to weekend activities, buying things for the home, deciding what to watch on television, and managing household finances. These are based on research as to how decisions are influenced by each individuals in the family. So that's about human individual behavior. So we started from the point the black box. I said, why we call it black box? We don't know what is inside. It's complicated, and person to person buying motives are different, buying behavior different. Even you say many things, the people won't hear. So they will finally decide. If everybody buys according as we say, then our marketing is become very easy, very simple. But it is not so. So even you try to market, a lot of customers will not buy it. Why? Why? Because they also have their own behavior, the differences in their behavior. We cannot have the same approach to all the customers. So different customers have to be approached in different ways. right? So what are the factors that influence by behavior? So a person's cultural background, the social background, the personality aspects, psychological situation, all will impact your by behavior. So this black box model is something that is very much useful and appropriate in our day-to-day life too. Now even when take children, when parents advise children, will they take the advice 100%? It doesn't happen that way. Some children take it positive, some children take it negative. Why? Because the individuals have their different ways of behaving, responding to the outside stimuli. So they say the black box is the freedom area. So every individual has a black box. That's called freedom area or freedom of choice. Now, although you tell children so much, they will decide what to take. And finally, how they respond. Because they are going through this, or they are enjoying that freedom of choice as individuals. That freedom of choice is influenced by these factors. Now, so it's motivational, perception, learning and belief and attitude, your like personality, social and cultural things, and this black box model is again very interesting with regard to our classroom also. Now say not on our classroom. So say I as a lecturer say you remember this, remember that, read these tudes, take note of things that I say in the classroom uh, in addition to the tudes. So however much I say, you won't do everything that I say, isn't it? That is the truth. So you have freedom of choice. So maybe you will do 50% of what I am saying, or 25% of what I am saying here. So although I say many things, everyone will not do everything that I say, because it is according to your black box. And some people will take what I say positive, some might take it neutral, and some might take it even negative. අයෝ කියලා වැඩක් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඔයා ඔය කිව්වට අපිට ඕන දේ අපි කරන්නේ. Some will be no care. So පුළුවන් විදියට මොනාරි කරනවා. Some might take yes. Some people who are motivated to learn and who want to have a maybe bigger future might take everything that the lecturers say very positive and make sure that take the best use of these learnings. So different type of individuals take it either positive way, either negative, or either neutral manner. So it is your freedom of choice, whether you take it positive, whether you take it negative, whether you take it neutral. So you decide, and we only tell. So there is black box, the beauty of black box. So just because someone said something, you won't take it that serious. The same way sometimes say, if this black box model is also applicable for family or day-to-day situations. Say a person, somebody is scolding you. Say your boss is scolding you. So how do you take it? you take it cool or neutral, or you take it serious and very positive because your boss is scolding you for some reason, or you take it very negative and aggressive. Then three different situations. Your boss is scolding you, you take it very negative and become very aggressive, and you just ignore it, and you take it positive and respond in a positive manner, and you correct your uh, mistake or uh, whatever lapse that you have made, or whatever offense that you have committed. You agree and you take it further and avoid it in the future. So it's say your spouse is scolding at you, jumping at you. Then how do you respond? You can respond in different ways. You can be very neutral. You can be very aggressive, right? You can be very what do you call that? Very in a pensive type, be very understanding way, and take it seriously and see that your spouse is shouting at you for a reason, and take it positive. So black box model therefore can be applicable in our life situations, not only for marketing but also in human understanding human behavior in general, not only in buying situations but also in general situations as well. Right? Give me a moment. Hello, right? Hello, hello. You can hear me? Hello. Right. Sorry, I tried to show you something, but I couldn't do that. Right. So next we'll. So what we discuss is about human or consumer buying behavior. So let's look at some the next type, which is business markets and business buyer behavior. What are the factors that influence business buying? Business buying means when organizations buy things. You know, the difference between business buying and individual buying is individual buying is for personal purposes. Business buying is for organizational requirements, not for personal. So buy and use it for the benefit of the organization. The business buying is therefore for the purpose of using in the organization. So buyer behavior of organization that buy goods and services for use in the production of other products and services that are sold, rented or supplied to others. So buying organization is buying say raw material to produce finished goods. So for organizations buying. Also included are retailing and wholesaling firms that acquire goods for the purpose of reselling and renting them to others. Yeah, sometimes some buy and sell. They buy to resell uh, and generate income. So, but here what happens is uh, in a business buying situation, therefore, as I said, are different to individual buying situation. Individual buying is for personal use. Business buying is for the use of the organizational purpose. So generally, sales in a business market far exceed sales in consumer market. Here, one difference is the volumes are bigger compared to consumer markets. Volumes are bigger. Business markets differ from consumer market in many ways. Marketing structure and demand. You know, the marketing structure and demand is, you know, again the demand is derived from the organizational need. Marketing structure is different because in a individual buying, there's one person is making the decision. Of course, there are influences coming from the family, but mainly it's one person. But in organizational buying, there is a committee. There's a buying committee or buying unit, which they call. The unit is maybe comprised of technical people, technical committees, and other experts. If it is the IT solution, there will be IT people coming in. There are procurement people coming in. You know, various parties involved. Not one person taking decision, but several people are involved. Types of decisions and the decision process. The yes is again the decisions are complex than individual buying, and the process also bit different to individual Kotler's buying decision process, which he explained for individual buying purposes. Right. So let's see. The business markets have fewer but large customers. Yes, business markets are fewer, like there are no millions and millions like individuals. There are fewer, but the size is big. So you have corporate customers we don't have many corporate customers, but they have large facilities. Business customers are more geographically concentrated. Now, mostly the business customers can be geographically concentrated in the western province or in the city, not like individual customers. If you take most of our corporates are concentrated in the city or Colombo. Majority is there. So demand is different. Demand is derived. Yeah, derived means it's derived from not a direct demand, because organization wants to produce certain finished goods. Raw materials are needed. So it's derived from the requirement of making finished goods. But in an individual situation, it's not a derived demand. It is just a demand to satisfy a certain requirement. Say car is bought for what? To satisfy the transport requirement of the family. That's all. It's for personal use. Demand is price inelastic. What does it mean? Demand is price inelastic. Inelastic pricing is even the item that the material or whatever that you want to buy, even the price is the percentage change in the price is it's like this. So, for example, in inelastic situation, the is about the price and the demand. When the demand is inelastic, means the price inelasticity means the change in the price will not affect the purchasing decision, because if the organization needs a particular raw material, even the price is high, it has to be bought. But in a family situation, if demand is more price elastic, when the price is high, you tend to postpone the purchase. But in a corporate situation, that you can't do. If there's a requirement, anyway you have to purchase it for the company's requirement. Family situation, demand is price elastic. In a business situation, demand is price inelastic. And demand fluctuates more.
So, excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, can't see the slides.
Can't see.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Sorry. Is that okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can see, no? Hello?
Yes, sir. Can.
Right. Sorry. So demand, we're talking about business markets compared to consumer markets. Business markets have fewer or large number of have fewer but larger customers. We don't have many corporate customers, but their volumes are big in size, large facilities. Business customers are more geographically concentrated. As I said, corporate customers are mostly in Colombo or in the city. Demand is different. Demand is derived. That means because of the organization wants to use the items for production of finished goods, the demand for raw material will derive. Demand is price inelastic. That means even the price, even there's a price increase, the demand will continue, because with the price increase, you cannot even the price is increased, you cannot stop the production. So you have to continue production. So even at a high price, will have to buy, and the demand can fluctuate depending on the production requirements, and so compared to consumer purchases, involve more buyers in the decision process. As I said, so in a individual buying, consumer buying, there's one or two persons, but in a business buying, there are many people involved. More professional purchasing effort, yes. More logical and professional efforts are made in a organizational buying, because there are large amounts involved and large sums are involved and decisions are complex. Compared to consumer purchases, more complex buying decisions, the buying process is more formalized. So for organizational buying, there are formal methods to buy. You cannot just go and buy. There are steps to follow. And buyers and sellers work more closely together and build long-term relationships. Yes. So business buyer, there are different types. Straight buy, you just keep buying certain, say, stationery or things like that. Modified buying, with some adjustments you buy, or maybe computer accessories and various things. And new task, first time purchase. Maybe you are just trying to buy a new computer application, new server, or new electronic equipment. That will be a more complex and first time purchase, which require more involvement. But in a straight rebuy, the regular purchase. So there are three types: straight buy, modified rebuy, and new task buy. So in a business buying also, like we discuss in individual buying behavior situation, there were initiators, influencers, deciders in the family, purchasers, and user. In a business buying too, there can be initiators, users, buyers, influencers, deciders, gatekeepers. Let's see who are these. So initiators. Maybe in a organization, say one department can initiate the idea that they need a new say computer application, which will be influenced by the IT division as well. Because the current IT application they use is outdated and it doesn't have the features that they require. So, say credit department is initiating the idea that we must go for a new credit module, and then IT people also will support and influence. Yes, what we use is outdated in the market, and we will support the decision. And who are the gatekeepers? The gatekeepers are the people who will object the idea. No, we should not go for a new application. We will use the same one for another few years because of the cost and other things. We should not go for a new. And so there will be some objections coming from within the organization, or maybe accounts division might object. Our cash flows are not good. We will not be able to buy this or something like that. So they are called gatekeepers. And finally, there will be a committee who are deciding if they are agreed to consider. Then there will be decision makers, buying unit that will decide the purchase, and then there is a purchasing manager who will buy it, and the users will be again the division who initiated the purchase idea. So in a family buying situation, there are initiators, influencers, deciders, buyers, and users. In business buying, the additional party are the gatekeepers who will object or give different ideas without supporting the the idea initiated by a particular division. The same thing. And also gatekeepers do another thing, those who prevent information from reaching members of buying center. For some people might not only object, even they will prevent information that are critical for the decision for the members coming from the buying center, coming from outside to the buying center. Maybe there may be some parties who are objecting, so they are called gatekeepers, who doesn't want to support the particular purchase idea. So influences, like for the individual buying, there were cultural factors, social factors, personal and psychological factors. But here also there are factors that influence business buying behavior, environmental, economic, supply condition, technological, political, and so on, organizational objectives, policies, procedures, organizational structure, systems, interpersonal, influence of members in the buying center. So even within the buying center or buying unit, there can be different individuals who are having different ideas. So they also may argue, they also may try to influence the buying decision. And also personal characteristics of members in the buying center, and their age, income, education, job position also might have influence. That means so some amount of individual influence also apply to organizational buying, because at the end of the day, buying center is comprised of set of different individuals who have different who are in different age limits, income levels, education, personalities, attitude about risk, and buying styles, and so on. So environmental factors, organizational, interpersonal, and individual factors also can influence the organizational buying. the stages in the buying behavior, buying process, or in the business or business buying process. As you remember, the individual buying, there's a need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase evaluation. There are 5 steps that we discuss in a individual buying: need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. In a business buying also, there are decisions taken. There are steps involved: problem recognition, general need description, product specification is what. So problem recognition, say the current IT application is giving issues. On balance, there are issues, there are bugs. Then what they will do is they will do a write up, do a document giving the requirement, general need description, and then product specification is done by technical people. They will try to take the best option here. Then they will start searching suppliers. There may be a number of suppliers in the market, and then the proposals are sent to the suppliers for proposal solicitation. Then based on suppliers' responses, the suppliers' feedback, supplier selection is done. And then order routing specification, the normal ordering is done. That again by the buying center team. And finally, the performance review is done periodically in order to see whether the particular purchase has met with the required standards or required or desired results. Whether the desired results have been brought in by the particular purchase. Then business buying on the internet. E-procurement is growing now. Today, buying is done online also, through online auctions. E-procurements are done. The benefits are access to new suppliers, lower purchasing cost, quick order, processing and delivery, and so on. Right. So that completes our second stage of management process discussion or marketing management process discussion. So we are now completed analysis component and the now we are now into objectives component. Sorry, not two steps. We are done only one. Completed one stage, that is one step analysis part. So we have discussed about the customer, finally customer buying behavior, and previously we discussed about the competition and pestle factors, 5 forces and all that. It's all about understanding the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats in the marketing environment. Now we are getting into the second step of or second stage of the marketing management process. That is, where do you want to be? Right? Where do you want to be? The steps we discussed where are we now? Where do you want to be? Which way is the best? How do we get there? How do we ensure arrival? And so let's see now what are our objectives going to be. You know, in a organization point of view, there are various ways to develop objectives. You know, SMART framework is, you know, familiar with you. SMART framework is specific. The objectives will have to be specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic and time bound. That's how SMART objectives are. The objective that we set should be SMART. Sorry, the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. That means when you have to have a time when you have a objective, and they should be realistic and achievable, because if you set a target which is unrealistic and unachievable, then it will not be accepted by the others in a positive way as you expect. And also all your objects should be measurable. Some sort of measurability should come in. Even there are non-financial objectives, you should be able to measure through research and through market studies periodically and specific. So you have to be really specific about what you want to achieve. And another framework that we can use for setting objectives are balance scorecard model. Right? This was brought by a person called Robert Kaplan. Kaplan said to evaluate an organization, we must set objectives in these areas. There should be financial perspective into objectives. So there will be financial objectives, and there should be customer objectives that are in the customer perspective, customer value, customer service, customer satisfaction. It's another set of objectives. Then internal perspective means internal efficiencies of the organization, the productivity, the efficiency, the skills, capabilities, improvement of all those are captured under internal perspective. Then the final one is motivation and learning perspective. What is innovation and learning perspective? Innovation and learning, to what extent the organization is going to be creative, and to what extent they are going to become a learning organization, whether they are innovative. So have some objectives in that perspective as well. So objectives are to be set in SMART framework. At the same time, you can use balance scorecard model also to set objectives. So advantage and the importance of setting correct objectives is very, very much, because if you do not set your objectives right, you won't be able to get to the destination that you want to get to. Therefore, setting right objectives and doing it smart in a SMART framework is very necessary at this stage. So SMART objectives, and then different perspectives will have to set to ensure that your organizational effectiveness and growth and achievement of all those objectives. Right. So we'll take about 1 hour again. So we'll have second break quickly. Shall we take about 10 minutes break? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, now time is 4 o'clock. We'll take a 10 to 15 minutes break. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right, thank you. Okay. So as I explained now, with regard to corporate objectives, right? We can the objectives will have to be in a SMART framework, and also we can use balanced scorecard model and use 4 perspectives: financials, customer, internal, innovation, and learning perspective. I said financial perspectives, you are aware, measurable perspectives, customer value and so on, internal efficiencies and so on, innovativeness, creativity and learning aspects under that perspective, right? And generally objectives are broad objectives are explained to some extent in the vision and mission of banks. Vision of a bank means vision is about the desired or intended future state of an organization or enterprise in terms of its strategic direction. So it's a long-term view. Vision of a bank is that where do the bank want to be in maybe in 10 years time or 20 years or 50 years time. So it's an objective which is a long-term objective. The vision of a bank is set of objectives that are long-term. It defines the desired or intended future state of an organization or enterprise in terms of its strategic direction, right? Then reasons for having a vision statement. When you have a vision, vision is stated in writing, then you can get the team focus, and it gives a picture of where the company is going, and it instills focus, discipline and structure within the organization, ensures that team understand company direction. Everyone in the company understand where this company wants to be in the next, in the future rather, right? So then it's very clear to everyone that as a team, they are all understand the broader direction of the company. So we will have some examples of vision of the banks, and then we'll be more clear on this these statements. And mission is a sentence describing a company's function, markets, and competitive advantages. A short written statement of your business goals and philosophies. A mission statement defines what an organization and is why it exists, its reasons for being. At a minimum, your mission statement should define who your primary customers are, identify the products and services you produce, and describe the geographical location in which you operate. So generally, mission is stemming from the vision. When you have the broader direction, then in order for the company to achieve the desired direction or get to the desired direction, as to what they should be doing, is expressed in the mission statement. It talks about the customer uh, segments that they are going to target, they are going to the products that they are going to make or services they want to offer, and in which locations they are going to be. So basically, mission is as to how vision is realized. Vision is the broad direction, and in order to in order to achieve the or realize the vision, um, a mission will explain in what way the vision is going to be realized or achieved. The difference between vision and mission is that the definition, the way in which one sees or conceives, mental image, and overall statement of the goal of organization. Mission should describe what will be achieved in wider sphere if the organization and others are successful in achieving the individual missions. So vision is basically the future direction. The mission at present, what the company is doing. Mission and vision are brief statements, broad, encompassing, and far-reaching. Goals and objectives create the bite-sized pieces and roadmap and manageable stepping stones to achieve the mission. Make a vision a reality and navigate the course we have set for our person. So therefore, remember the goals and objectives are stemming from or coming from vision and mission. So goals and objectives are bite-sized pieces. It means the smaller pieces, the roadmap to make a vision reality and navigate the course we have set for our coalition. So objectives and goals are to be in line with the vision and mission of the company. Remember that, right? So based on the vision, and generally a company will explain what is our vision and mission and objectives. Broadly, the desired destinations are given there. So objectives, as I said, should be in smart form, specific. They tell how much. Example, 40% of what is to be achieved, what behavior of whom or what outcome, by when, by 2025. Measurable information concerning the objective can be collected, detected, and obtained from records. Attainable, not only are objectives themselves possible, it is likely that your team will be able to succeed. Relevant, your team has a clear understanding of how these objectives fit in which the overall vision and mission of the group. Time or time bound, your team has developed a timeline, a portion of which is made clear in the objectives by which they will be achieved. So that's how you explain the SMART objectives. So remember, the objectives will have to be in SMART form. It should be specific, measurable, attainable, or achievable, relevant or realistic, and time or time bound. So as an example, you would look at Bank of Ceylon vision and mission. I hope this are not updated thereafter. This was, I think, about 1 or 2 years before I have taken. I hope there are no changes to this. You can recheck with your annual report. The vision is to be the nation's preferred bank with a strong global presence and providing customer-centric, innovative financial solution. So, Bank of Ceylon vision is a very broad, long-term statement to be the nation's preferred bank with a strong global presence, providing customer-centric, innovative financial solution. Mission to provide highly efficient, customer-focused, technologically sophisticated, resilient, and innovative financial services to the nation with global access, empowering employees and enhancing value to the stakeholders. No, stakeholders, who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are the parties who have direct or indirect interest in the company. So if we take a Bank of Ceylon, there are many stakeholders: the customer, staff, suppliers, agents, public, shareholders. All those are the government. All the stakeholders. Then corporate values. In achieving our vision to be nation's preferred bank with a strong global presence, providing customer-centric, innovative financial solutions, we are committed to be responsible for 5 core values. So BOC has given 5 core values. Being customer-centric, respecting all forms of diversity means different races, religions, but you treat them, respect them alike. Committing towards high level of ethics, governance, and professionalism, focusing towards agility and innovation, being accountable for all our actions. I hope you all are sticking on to these values as Bank of Ceylon employees. Customer-centric, that means customer is the number one focus, customer focus approach. Respecting all forms of diversity means equally treating every race and religion. Committing towards high level of ethics, being ethical and governance and proper governance and professionalism. Focusing towards agile and innovation. Agility means flexibility, and innovation is your innovativeness, creativity, and so on. Being accountable for all our actions. So you have to be responsible for all your actions. So let's see what People's Bank vision is: to be recognized as Sri Lanka's undisputed market leader for financial services. So People's Bank has not spoken about the global access as Bank BOC is to be number one or market leader in financial services in Sri Lanka. Mission: we are in the business of providing financial services that contribute to the quality of life, enterprise development, where affordable, accessible, and efficiently delivered solutions. We empower and develop our human resources so that we'll care for and protect our customers. We contribute to national economic development while being competitively profitable. We believe in giving back to the society. We operate in while being sustainable in our business. So, learning this vision and mission is important because it gives a broader idea about a particular organization's direction and broadly what they want to achieve, what they want to deliver, what values they want to uphold. So understanding, now you as bankers, you must know your in your at least your bank's vision and mission very clearly, because then only you can represent your organization properly, because you know the broader vision and mission of your bank. I hope at least each one of you should understand your own vision and mission of the organization. So again, like Bankosloan, there are business values that are expressed by People's Bank, being pulse of the nation. A bank from humble beginnings have become the pulse of every Sri Lankan by enhancing their living standards whilst supporting state endeavors and socio-economic development considering the aspiration of the nation. And customer focus and agility. Again, they are talking about customer-centric, customer focus, integrity and accountability. Even Bank of Ceylon talking about accountability of continuous learning culture. Again, learning and continuous development and team spirit and diversity. Again, they are talking about. So basically, BOC and People's Bank vision, mission, and values are almost similar. It has to be because those are the two big or giant banks in the country. So they are national level banks and they can't have different visions to each other. There can be slight differences, but broadly they must support the nation. They must be customer focused. They must be accountable and responsible for their actions. They must be creative and have learning culture. And they must also value the diversity. We have multicultural, multi-religious country. So as a national bank, state bank, they have to be equal to. They have to treat everyone equal, whether they are small or big, whether they are rich or poor, whether they are in different religions or races. No, it can't be. They have to be equal to every Sri Lankan. Then take commercial HNB vision. HNB also to be the acknowledged leader in acknowledged leader and chosen partner in providing financial solutions through inspired people. So they're talking about leadership and inspired people mean inspired staff. Mission, combining entrepreneurial spirit and empowered people and leading edge technology and constantly exceed stakeholder expectations. I told you we need to even not only meet the customer expectations but also exceed wherever possible the customer expectations. So HNB in their mission, day to day, currently they want to even exceed every stakeholder's expectation in terms of customers, shareholders, suppliers, agents, public, government, and regulators, all that. Right? Values, pressure professional and personal integrity at all times. Again, being ethical and professional. Mutual respect in all our interactions. Respect everyone. Passionate in everything we do. Being passionate in doing the job. Committed to being customer centric, customer focused. Courage to change, challenge and be different. Demonstrate unity in diversity. Again, large banks like HNB will have to be treating everyone alike. And commercial, to be the most technologically advanced, innovative, and customer friendly financial services organization in Sri Lanka, poised for further expansion in South Asia. Mission is providing reliable, innovative, customer-friendly financial services utilizing cutting-edge technology and focusing continuously on productivity improvement whilst developing our staff and acquiring necessary expertise to expand locally and regionally. So they are talking about regional expansion because they have branches in Maldives, Bangladesh, and they are, I think, on to some South Asian countries. The commercial bank is going to be more regional based, not only Sri Lanka. I think I heard about 12 to 15% of their income coming from outside Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Maldives, and so on, which is good, and it's more regional based bank. Then Sampath Bank, growing force in Sri Lankan financial services, create a learning culture that promote individual and organizational development, as well as promoting innovations and value for customers. Again, treat all internal, external customers the way we would like to be treated. Encourage and promote teamwork. Open to feedback and demonstrate eagerness for professional development. Monitor and demonstrate impressive commitment to results. Uncompromising ethical and professional standard and behavior. So if you look at most of the banks, vision, mission, values are almost similar. Yes, it has to be. Sampath Bank, the bank with a heart, the bank that is just fair and consistent. Vision is to be Sri Lanka leading financial services provider as recognized by all our stakeholders. Mission, we provide our customers with financial services that meet their needs in terms of value, pricing, delivery, and service. We do through a team of Sri Lankan bankers who are recognized and rewarded for results orientation. We will ensure that our efforts translate to meeting the expectations of our shareholders whilst always acting as responsible corporate citizens. NSB. Together, we are creating a visionary national bank, one with leading role in transforming our country into a miracle of Asia by focusing you as a customer partner, by guiding you as a team member. We are building increasing value for the whole of Sri Lanka. Vision, the most reliable and sought after choice of saving and investment solutions. Mission, providing our customers with total finance solutions to optimize their savings and investment needs while meeting the expectations of all our stakeholders. Values, in conducting our day-to-day business, we will respond promptly and act creatively with trust, mutual respect, and integrity. I hope words are clear. Oh, I come to the end of the discussion. So, yeah. So we have finished the tute number 4. So let me run through it again from the start. What we started with was understanding consumer individual customer behavior, we said there are so there's black box in everybody's. Even I'm a black box. No one knows my behavior, how I respond. All of you are same, but we have a freedom of choice to decide or respond to various outside stimuli that are coming to us with regard to products, brands, services, and so on. So we are unique human beings. We are unique. We are different to everyone, each other, and as a result, understanding customer behavior is not easy. But there are certain we need to understand there are certain influences that that are coming in terms of cultural background of a person, social, personality, and psychological background of a person, and those aspects were discussed. And then we also discussed Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We said in order to fulfill a higher level need, customers, the people are motivated. I don't wait when I meet one need. I want to get to the next need. So I do whatever I can do for me to get to the next level of needs. So ultimately, every one of us want to come to self-actualization level by end of our by the latter part of our life. So starting from junior banker, clerk, cashier, you become a junior officer, permanent employee in the bank, and then you become you get settled in the life, and then you want to have senior positions, have status, and money, wealth, everything. So respect. So Maslow. So we are motivated to come up to next level of needs as human beings, he said. So which is good, which is useful for organizational development as well. And then we started talking about Kotler's individual buying behavior process. There are five stages. Kotler said: need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. So these steps are very logical. I hope you will use it for your future decision making. And also you can even calculate in a table form your decision and come up to the score. You give weightage or importance score, and you have criteria. You can have even any amount of criteria here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 criteria. You just apply and see, and criteria this side and the weightage on the other side, and multiply your weightage into criteria score, and then you come up the final score. The highest score will be your decision to buy. Then we discuss about the family roles. In a family unit, there are initiators, influencers, and deciders, purchasers, and users. I said in a situation where a television set is bought, younger children may be the influencers and initiators, and decider may be father, mother, purchaser may be the father, user may be the whole family. And then we went into discussing on business markets or business buying behavior. The difference between a business buying and the individual buying, there are several differences. Business buyers are small in number, but size volumes are bigger. And business buying is more logical, more complex buying because large sums are involved. There are buying centers or buying units done in a formal. Decisions are taken in a more formal manner, but in a individual buying, decisions are very informal. There are not many logical steps that are used. It's more informal, more impulsive type of buying behavior for individuals, but there are no impulse buying for business. Business buying is more logical, well thought set of decisions. Like family roles, business buying also, I said there are additional roles like gatekeepers who are blocking and blocking the information and giving a different perspective to the decision. They are called gatekeepers. And they're also influenced by various factors like environmental, organizational, interpersonal, and individual. Because buying centers also comprise of individual people, so there can be some influence coming from personal, individual basis as well. Then the buying process we discuss. And then we said came to objectives, setting objectives for organizations. Objectives all should be in a SMART framework. Now, for example, if you take, say, for your branch wants to increase lending. So is there, we want to increase our lending portfolio by 25%. Whether it is lending portfolio can be specific with regard to, say, we want to increase our housing loan, home loan, be more specific, home loan portfolio by 25% year on year, or 25% over 2020 by end of 2021. That is a SMART objective. We want to increase home loan portfolio by 25% over beginning of the year figure by 20 or end of 2021. That means within a 1 year period, there you are time bound. 1 year period, you want to increase your home loan portfolio by 25%. So that is a SMART objective. There you are specific and you can measure 25% growth, and it may be relevant, realistic, and achievable because maybe last year also you have achieved about 20-25%, and this year also you want to achieve a similar or little more growth. So that's how you, so always when you set objectives, remember all the features are there. It should be specific, measurable, achievable and realistic and relevant, and time bound. Then we went to vision and mission. And we look at examples. So vision is, vision I said is more about the future. Mission is at present what we do to achieve the future direction. Remember that way. So vision is broad direction to the future, or about the future. What do you want to achieve in the maybe next 10 years or 20 years or even 100 years? But mission, but remember most of the banks, they change their vision every maybe 5-10 years. So you can't predict for many years in today's context. But vision is mostly a longer term direction. Mission is what you do at present with the vision in mind. And then most of the banks have values in addition to giving their vision and mission there in the annual reports. I want you all to go through your annual reports, please, and check whether these missions, vision mission, recently changed or updated. Are there any changes? If you have any found any changes, please tell me next week. I can adjust it. And I don't see any one of you sending me any questions. I hope you don't have questions. Then that is good. But my number I have told you continuously. You can SMS and you can WhatsApp anything. My number is 0777 587 863. Email rmpdayavans all simple at gmail.com. And so that's it. And also I would like to do a WhatsApp group. I don't know whether it's possible. If anyone can have access to telephone numbers of this group, I can share it. I don't know whether you will have given your phone numbers, I think, to the institute. Then if you have WhatsApp group, you can ask questions and have a dialogue in that group. Or don't worry, even we don't have a WhatsApp group, feel free to SMS or ask me any questions, because I don't know right now whether what I'm telling you is clear or not, because in a offline class I can ask somebody and get answers, but here I don't see you all. I don't know whether you all are really actively participating in these discussions, and whether you are sleeping, I don't know. I can't see. So that is the disadvantage of this online class. Not like those days, we can see people and we can have interactions very much, and class become more lively and more interactive. But I hope at least some of you all will SMS or email some questions, or not questions, even anything that you want to tell me. Give some feedback. I have not got any feedback, because if you give the feedback early, it's better, because then I can change or refine the way we do. And my program schedule is, I think, given to you. That will be followed after three questions, or three modules. There will be a question and answers session. So that's how it goes. So hope everything is okay with you all. Then we'll call